What's going on, y'all? Welcome on in. This is not going to be a very fun show, but we're going to try to make the best of this. We're definitely going to try to make the best of this situation, and we're going to have some fun despite what we saw earlier today with the Tennessee Titans. So come on in, and not really gonna have a lot of music or anything like that. So let's just go ahead and get going. Welcome in to TNT Postgame. I'm your host, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we're definitely going to get right to the thick of the litter, as unfortunately our Tennessee Titans decided not to really show up today, as they fall to the Cleveland Browns 41-35 to fall to 8-4 on the year. They're still in control of the AFC South, given their victory from the Indianapolis Colts last week, but we suffered a setback today, which I'm not very happy about. But we're just gonna have to find a way to just put this game in the trash and keep going, because a lot of things, the Titans again lost this game for all the wrong reasons. This game, I see, of course, I'm probably going to have some hecklers. I'm going to have some trolls in here who are probably going to be trying to talk bad about it, but we're going to march on anyway. So it is what it is. What's up, AC Big Anthony? What's going on? Jameson, what's going on? Blocksville Tanaki. What's going on there? But let's talk about this game. This game was it was bad from the get-go. And the Browns early on just could do whatever they wanted in this game early, and the Titans helped them out with they go down, Baker Mayfield starts striking, they end up getting a field goal. Then the Tennessee Titans on their first drive get stopped on fourth down. And in that situation, again, going for it on fourth down, the play call, I had no problem with that. I had absolutely zero problem with them going on fourth down. Now, the third down play, I kind of have some questions about it. At first, I'm thinking, okay, Aaron Brewer finna catch the ball, but, you don't usually call it for an offensive lineman to catch the ball in that situation. I'm thinking it might be a tight end or somebody leaking out. Pass play, but shouldn't have went to an offensive lineman in that situation. You only really do that in the end zone with the offensive line. So, Dad, Owen, I feel bad for you. You said you bet $200 on this game. Ooh, I feel for you. But, I mean, honestly enough, we turn the ball over on downs. Browns go down and score off of that. So you're quickly already in the hole, 10-0. Then you come back the very next play that you have the ball. The King fumbles. Derrick Henry, fumbles the ball for the first time in 375, offensive touches. The last time he fumbled the ball was the game against the Indianapolis Colts last year that we ended up winning. So, I mean, everything that could go wrong did in this football game. You go, and then, of course, again, Baker Mayfield and the Browns scored on every possession they had in the first half. So every time they had the ball, they scored. And, after that fumble, they scored again. So it's 17-0 before you even get going. You already put yourself in a near 3-score hole. And that's when they finally struck And you had it where AJ Brown went down with a ankle injury a little bit, but he did come back and finish the game. And on that play, it looked like AJ was the guy they were going to, but it ended up being a better deal going to Corey Davis. He gets the touchdown in the end zone, 17-7. So you're thinking, okay, get a stop defensively. We score again, we could make this a game. We give up another score and another score. Next thing you know, we're down 38-7 at the half. I mean, the Browns were doing just about anything they wanted. Baker Mayfield had damn near 300 yards in the first half alone. In the first half. And so a lot of people will probably say, well, where's Derrick Henry? What happened with him? Derrick Henry wasn't really a factor, mainly because a lot of people say, well, the Browns defense took him away. No, the Browns defense did not take Derrick Henry away. The Browns offense took Derrick Henry away. The Browns offense, they knew that the Titan offense would be a threat. So the best way to stop Derrick Henry is to score a bunch of points on him. Is to score a bunch of points, get out to a lead where the running game had to essentially be abandoned. And in the second half, that was really the case. We had to abandon the running game because we were down so much. Now, yes, the Titans fought back in the second half. I give them that, but it was too little too late. They should have did a lot more in the first half, but a lot of it, again, a lot of people will say, well, the Browns acted like they were a superior team. Not really. The Titans beat themselves in this game. A lot of things that happened today were self-inflicted wounds. They were self-inflicted. The Tennessee Titans messed themselves up. That's what happened a lot. The Titans messed themselves up. The Titans put themselves in a bad situation. They let the Browns offensively do absolutely anything they wanted. I mean, you let Rashard Higgins and Donovan People-Jones look like superstar wide receivers, and they're not. So it's inexcusable how this game went. It was humiliating, to say the least. I wasn't really, yes, I was upset, but I didn't show it. I was more just in shock and humiliated. I felt like I was in a nightmare and somebody needed to wake me up from it. Just to wake me up and say, you know what, this is a dream. This ain't real. This didn't happen, but it did. And, what's up, Titan Mafia? And on Facebook, they said it. Dumb penalties. Very true. Anthony saying they got us, plain and simple. Yeah, they did. They jumped on us and they didn't give in. Two Tones on saying this will hurt. It does. And James is saying Titan went down too many to the Browns to get that comeback. I agree. We dug ourselves in too big of a hole. If you're down by 2 touchdowns, maybe even 3, you got a chance to come back. But if you're down nearly 4 scores, it is literally impossible to come back and win. And, there was, and Owen said it, we made Baker Mayfield look like Patrick Mahomes. We made Baker Mayfield look like he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he's not. And, you had one bright spot in this game that I'm about to put up, and that's Corey Davis. And we're going to talk about that. There was one bright spot. And Anthony, you got a point that I'm going to get to in a minute. There was a lot that went wrong in this game. Titans tried to fight back, but it was too little, too late, too big of a deficit. and we fall 41-37. I think we got shell-shocked. And honestly, what they need to do, get rid of this cold blue game. No, don't do that anymore. If you're going to go cold blue, go all navy. Go all white. Don't do this whole cold blue game. Because every time we went cold blue, it's been a bad game. It has. On Facebook says, fumbling the ball, what a shocker by Derrick Henry. Yeah. And so a lot of bad things happen in this game for all the wrong reasons. And let's start on the offensive side of the ball. So let's talk about each side of the ball. First off, on the offensive side of the ball, yes, Tannehill was 29 of 45, 389 yards, 3 TDs, and had a bad interception, which really wasn't his fault. That one was on Adam Humphries. And Adam Humphries should have caught that ball. And that really messed up momentum because it was early in the fourth quarter. It's early in the fourth quarter, and you're in the fourth quarter. You're down 41-20. I want to say you're down 41-21 at that point. And it was either 41-21 or 41-28 at that point. If you score in that situation, it's 41-35. It's 41-35 in the mid to fourth quarter. And you give yourself a chance. You give yourself a chance. But then again, let me take that back. Okay, no, I take it back. Beginning of the fourth quarter, because we had to score with 41-28, then we scored again, it was 41-35. We had 2 touchdowns in 50 seconds. So 41-21, we score as 41-28 to start the fourth quarter. Then you score again, it would have been 41-35 with a lot of time left if that interception doesn't happen. Again, Derrick Henry only 15 carries, 60 yards. A lot of that was because of the Browns' offense. The Browns' offense took Derrick Henry away. And Blocksville, Tennessee saying that shut down the Derrick Henry MVP 2,000-yard talk. No, it doesn't. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Derrick Henry, had to average about 140 yards a game to get to 2,000. Does this game hurt? Yes, it does. However, Derrick Henry can still hit it. He's just going to have a big 200-yard game somewhere. And we do have the Jags coming up. And Derrick Henry always seems to play well against the Jags. So that's something I really don't take really into account. Offensive line had their work cut out for him, especially David Quisenberry. We all figured that. Myles Garrett comes in, got his 10th sack. I think he has 10.5 on the year. And he affected another pass or something like that. Myles Garrett is that damn good. I will say that. Myles Garrett is that damn good. Yeah. Thank you, Jameson, for straightening that out for me. So it would have been 41-28 going into the fourth quarter. And now you're in a pretty good situation because if you get the ball back, you did your job and stopped them in the beginning of the fourth quarter, you score again with about maybe 7-8 minutes to go. It's 41-35. Now it's a real ball game that you could actually win. So thank you for straightening that out for me, Jameson. And Titans Mafia, you're giving me a thought. I'm thinking about that. Honestly, cutting Humphries and give Corey Davis that money might be a good idea. That might be a very, very good idea, to be honest. And I mean, this is definitely something that we have to deal with. And the fact of the matter is that Adam Humphries messed us up in this game. Had a couple of bad drops. Corey Davis had a great game, 11 catches, 189 yards, and had 189 yards and a touchdown. And, I mean, tore it up. 11 for 189 and a score. He is basically telling you, re-sign me. Re-sign me. That is what he's telling you. He is telling you to re-sign me. And honestly enough, we better. I think that would be a very good idea. You could cut Humphries. You could find another Adam Humphries in the draft. But this guy, we need to hold on to. Because A.J. Brown is having his struggles, and you need that other guy to take the pressure off. Corey Davis can do that for you. Because A.J. had 4 catches for 87 yards, but he had 2 very bad drops and 2 very bad fumbles. One was right at the end of the first half. One was right at the end of the first half. The other was, it looked like he was going to be able to score, but the other was like he was going to be able to score, and he fumbled it right at the end zone. Luckily, Michael Pruitt is right there to bounce on it, and he scores. So, that was great. That was great. However, A.J. Brown has struggled the last few weeks. Honestly enough, we see that. Is A.J. Brown elite? Not yet. Not yet. He's almost there, but he ain't there yet. Today proved it. He's good, but not, he's a really, really good receiver. He's not a great receiver yet. And I say yet because I believe he will be. I believe that. And Facebook says, why cut Humphries after a bad game? Now, I'm not saying cut Humphries because of this game. Absolutely not. I'm not even saying give up on him. But what I am saying is Corey Davis got to come back. And Corey Davis is either going to be not good enough to where we just move on from him, or he's going to be so good to where somebody else will outbid us for him. Corey Davis can get paid if he wants to. He could get paid. And there's some team out there that will pay him more than what we're probably willing to pay him to get him. And he will blow up and be somebody's number 1 receiver, and that will be a mistake. Honestly enough, it looks like we gave the 5th-year option to the wrong guy. And Titans Mafia said it. We need Corey because A.J. Brown does struggle from time to time. Whenever Corey struggles, A.J. picks it up. If A.J. struggles, Corey is there to pick it up. So, they need each other. They complement each other. And Dashville, too, we finna get to the defense in a minute. Trust me on that. And, Corey now he had 11 catches today. He's got 53 catches. He had 189. So right now, he's close to 800 yards receiving. He could hit 1,000 yards this year, y'all. And if he does, again, we're going to have to find a way to get Corey Davis back. You can't let him walk. He's proven that now. He's at 808 right now because of this one game. He's at 808 yards. He is 192 yards away from his first 1,000-yard season. And he's finna hit it. He is definitely going to hit it. Corey Davis is playing himself out of our price range. And I hate it. So, Corey Davis had a great game. A.J. Brown, not so much. Tannehill did some good things and did some not so good things, but it wasn't horrible. But again, the turnovers are what killed us. We turned it over on downs. We had the A.J. Brown fumble. We had the Derrick Henry fumble. And then the interception. We had 4 turnovers. Well, theoretically, it was 3 turnovers. But, add in the turnover on downs, you had essentially 4 turnovers. Unlike us, because we had 5 turnovers in the first 11 games total. Not good. Now, but after all of that, the Titan offense is not really the problem that we lost this game. Derrick Henry was neutralized not by the Browns defense, but by the Browns offense. The Browns offense neutralized Derrick Henry. And this is where I get to the defensive side of the ball. And, Dashfield Tube saying we're letting the defense off the hook. Jameson saying Corey's earning his money, which he has. But Dashfield Tube saying we're letting the defense off the hook. We lost because of the defense. Adorie's absence continues to burn us. I'm not going to let the defense off the hook for no reason. The defense stunk today in more ways than one. You better believe they stunk. That's what I was about to get to. The defense was horrific today. They made an inferior Browns team look like the Kansas City Chiefs. Baker Mayfield could do no wrong. I said, let Baker Mayfield throw you a few. Instead, he threw some dimes. Baker looked good, but we didn't help him. But we didn't stop him. We had absolutely no pass rush, none whatsoever. Already got the news that Clowney is out for the remainder of the season, so pretty much his time as a Titan is pretty much over. And again, it seemed like we had no idea how to play defense. Nobody did anything worth of note. Nobody. I gave Breon Borders a lot of praise. I'm not giving him none today. Breon Borders got exposed a little bit. Again, this is one bad game. This is his first bad game in 5. Does Breon Borders suck because of this game? No. But did he look bad today? Hell yeah, he looked awful. He looked bad today. Donovan Peoples-Jones did that double move on him. He went outside, then went upfield. Breon didn't turn his head. He looked at the quarterback, not the receiver. He got burned. He got burned big time. No doubt about it. Malcolm Butler didn't look much better either. Malcolm Butler, yeah, he was all right, but not too great. Vaccaro and Byard still continue to struggle. And I'm mad at Kenny Vaccaro because he picks up that fumble. I'm like, run, score. You can outrun Nick Chubb. But he didn't. And, Landry probably gets more tired every week because he's running out there. Landry and Roberson, that's all we got. We got no other pass rushers. We got nobody else. Clowney's not coming back. Beasley is gone, thank God. But we have nothing else. We have no other pass rush at all. Rashaan Evans is regressing tremendously. He looks pathetic. It seems like every other game he has a terrible penalty where he loses his head, loses his cool, and I went to bat for the guy. Rashaan Evans is freaking embarrassing me. Looks awful. Daquan Jones did nothing. Jeffrey Simmons had a bad penalty and didn't look great either. Nobody on this defense did anything of note. Nobody. At all. Period. Zilch. Vrabel, he should have hired a defensive coordinator. He should have hired a defensive coordinator because, as Dashville Tube said, Vrabel looks clueless at times. He does. Either Dean Pease comes back or you hire Wade Phillips. He does not need to be running the defense, or Shane Bowen for that matter, because it seemed like neither one of them know what they're doing at all. The defense sucked today in the worst possible way. And you know, Austin and Zach brought this point up, and they're going to talk about it on their show tomorrow. They said, what's up with the defense? Is it scheme or is it talent? That is a very good question. That is an excellent, excellent question. Because is it scheme or is it talent? Did DPs really cover up a lot of the issues last year? Or was it that we don't have enough talent? I think, honestly, in the pass rush department, we don't have enough talent now. Landry cannot do it alone. Derek Roberson is a backup player at best. He's not a guy that's going to come in and become a superstar pass rusher. Not going to happen. So, I mean, we have a pass rush on the practice squad in Wyatt Ray, but what is he going to do that's going to be so beneficial? Not going to be much better. And you don't have the trade deadline to go get somebody. You don't. We have no pass rush. And everybody saying we've been screaming for a DC all year. Me too. They should have tried harder to keep Dean Pease from retiring, but I understand Dean Pease retiring. I understand that. But this is where Vrabel tends to be arrogant. Vrabel tends to be arrogant and self-centered and thinks he knows everything and that nobody else knows nothing. Vrabel thinks to himself, I could be a defensive guru. Obviously, you're not. You're not that damn good of a DC. The last time Vrabel was a DC, Texans were the worst defense in the league. And we went right back to the norm, giving up third and long every chance we got. It's pathetic. We're a leaderless defense. A lot of our leaders are not here anymore. Casey is gone. Woodyard is gone. Logan Ryan is gone. We have no leadership defensively. Rashaan Evans ain't a leader. Not a good one anyway. So the defense got a lot of problems, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. This problem is not going to go away anytime soon until to the offseason. We're going to have to make some changes. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know if we bring Jayon Brown back. I mean, David Long, he's not ready completely to replace him. This is an audition for him to see if he can be a guy that comes back. I don't know. Jameson says at least our rush defense was somewhat decent. And really it was because Baker Mayfield was throwing it all over us. That's why. They didn't run the ball as much until the fourth quarter. And Titans Mafia, I agree with you. We got to get a pass rusher. A lot of us were saying in the beginning of the year, Corey Davis will be gone. We need to draft a wide receiver in the first round. I'm starting to think we need to lock up Corey Davis instead of a wide receiver. Let's go get a pass rusher. I'd be inclined to double down on that. I would say 2 out of the first 3 rounds need to be pass rushers. And we probably need some help at corner too. Because Adoree Jackson, I just think Adoree, they need to just go ahead, shut Adoree down for the rest of the year. Because Adoree is not going to give us anything, even if he comes back. And Anthony, you're right. He thinks he knows it all and gets an attitude with other people who try to question him on what he knows. And I got to put myself on blast because, I mean, hey, I kept saying, it's humiliating and everything, but, I had other teams fans come at me talking about, Titans looking bad. What's up with the Titans? I'm like, hey, we stunk up today. No doubt about it. This draft class has given us nothing. James said, I do not understand how bad this year's draft class has. Yeah. This draft class this year has given us absolutely nothing. Nothing. No rookie has made an impact. Isaiah Wilson was suspended for this game. He's doing nothing but give us trouble. Christian Fulton can't stay on the field, can't stay healthy. Neither can Darrington Evans. Can't stay healthy. Laurel Murchison is a backup player at best. Chris Jackson is on the COVID list, and he's been getting burned a lot. So we have had nothing from this draft class at all. And you know what? Inside linebacker might be a need too. And Blocksville says Clay Matthews is still a free agent. Right now, you know what? For the sake of the pass rush, why not? For the sake of the pass rush, why not? You know what? Might as well give it a try. It can't hurt. Anthony talking about could get J-Rob fired. No, he ain't going nowhere. Yes, J-Rob, this is a bad draft class. No doubt about it. But this is not going to get him fired. Come on. Don't say crazy stuff like that. Come on. If you're going to, and no offense, I respect everybody. If you're going to say something, bring some sense to it. No offense. I'm going to call everybody out, hold everybody accountable. Same with myself. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. 9-7, 4 straight years. They will not go 9-7 this year. They're at 8-4. We got 5 games. We have 4 games to go. We got 4 games to go to get to 10. We need to win 2 of them, and I think we win the next 2 and get to 10. Now, getting to 12, we either have to win out the rest of the way to get to 12. 11, we got to win 3 out of 4, and I think we could do that. We're going to at least get 10. We're going to at least get 10. And thank you, the GOAT CJ2K. Don't be delirious. I know this loss has us all going crazy, myself included. But we need to just roll this loss up, throw it in the trash, and we get ready to move on to Jacksonville. That's all we can do. Yes, the defense sucks. Agreed. But we still have a lot of good things going. We are still in the lead in the division because we beat the Colts. We can beat, and honestly enough, this game against the Jags is more important than this game was. Yes, this game was important because it was about playoff positioning, but it really didn't do anything to help Cleveland. They're still in like the 5th spot. They can't really move up because they're not going to win the division. We are still in control of our own destiny. And yes, we're talking, 9-7 is in the past. We're talking about right now. That's all I'm saying. We're talking about the present, not the past. We leaving that in the past. This Browns game is in the past. We're finna leave it there and head to the future. And I know there are some people that question J-Rob. Yes, has J-Rob made some questionable decisions? Yes. No doubt about it. The draft class stinks. Bringing in Vic Beasley stinks. Jadeveon Clowney, I don't want to say it stunk, but it hadn't worked out. I'll say that. But we need to go a lot on defense. We're going to have to invest a lot on the defensive side of the ball. And because of this COVID situation, because of the COVID situation, the salary cap is going to go down a bit. We don't know how much. We're hoping not, unless they go against future salary caps and bring it into this year, this upcoming year, maybe that's how the Titans save face and be able to, do some things. But I still think the Titans are okay salary cap wise. But re-signing Corey Davis, I think is a top priority. And Titans Mafia says Jags won't be an easy win. Us and the Browns barely beat them. Now, I agree. The Jags are not gonna lay down for us. Absolutely not. They would love nothing more than to ruin our season. This is just like that situation before where we were 8-4 or we were like 8-4 or 8-6 or something like that. I want to say we were 8-4 or something like that, or 7-5, and we had the Niners and the Cardinals coming. Both looked like should have been wins, and we lost them both. We cannot let that happen again. We cannot go 9-7 again, and I just don't think that'll happen. So, Johnny Bell's right. Quit with the slow starts. You got to start fast. Brown started fast. We started slow. And the GOAT saying, I hope we get Adoree back this week. I doubt it. Unless they prove me wrong, I highly doubt it. Until they say Adoree is active for this game, I don't believe it. Fulton has tried to contribute, but he's been hurt. Darrington Evans has done nothing all year. And we stunk. But that's neither here nor there. It's just time for us to move on. We stunk. We lost. We tried to make a game out of it. I think Vrabel got thoroughly outcoached. I think Arthur Smith at times got a little bit too cute. And Vrabel or Bowen, whoever called the defense, stunk badly in the worst way. And we got behind way too much. We got behind too much, and we inflicted wounds on ourselves with the turnovers and the missed opportunities. We had a lot of opportunities. We could have came back and won this game. But, the bad interception, just the defense getting torched, all of that played a part. The fumbles, the interception, all of that played a role. And if I'm the Titans, I'm trying to re-sign Corey Davis before the end of the year. Re-sign Corey Davis before the end of the year. Maybe just go ahead and trade Adoree Jackson. Trade Adoree, try to get something for him. You might be able to get something for him. That might be possible too. So that's that on that. Make sure before Wednesday you get your Two-Tone Blue Star of the Week nominations. It's really not too many nominees to go around. Corey Davis is definitely the odds-on favorite. Tannehill maybe gets a little love. Cameron Batson did some good things. He had that bad situation with the Wildcat, but he made up with the big catch on fourth down, the touchdown he scored. He definitely was reliable. And but Corey Davis, I think, is the odds-on favorite to be the Two-Tone Blue Star of the Week. I think a lot of Dunce of the Day nominees are out there. You can't say the defense as a whole because it's pretty self-explanatory at this point. I think also, Quesenberry could be a Dunce of the Day nominee because, Myles Garrett was working him. Derrick Henry could be a Dunce of the Day nominee, drop with the fumble. Vrabel could be a Dunce of the Day nominee for his bad coaching and not being in control. Rashaan Evans, Kevin Byard, Breon Borders. There's so many Dunce of the Day nominees that could go around. So you really need to think about that. And Anthony, come on, man. Come on. We can agree to disagree here. Where am I giving excuses? Where am I giving excuses? Please elaborate on that. I'm not giving excuses for shit. We got our asses kicked. I know that. It's plain to see. I watched the game just like y'all did. I know we got our butts kicked. So don't sit here and say that I'm giving excuses. There are no excuses for how we played. Plain and simple. I said the defense sucked. I said that. I said that Derrick Henry should not have fumbled the football and that the Cleveland offense took him out of the game. I said that. I said David Quesenberry got worked by Myles Garrett. I said Rashaan Evans is regressing. Where have I given excuses to? Somebody tell me that. Am I wrong? I haven't given no excuses to anybody. Can't make a backup the dunce of the day. Has to be one of those bum starters. Well, Quisenberry is a backup, but he's in there. He's a starter now. Plain and simple. Jameson said, do you think we franchise Corey Davis next season? That is a very good idea. That is something I didn't even think about. We do have the franchise tag. And as much as people hate it, but now the problem is, with the franchise tag, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be very expensive. And again, Anthony, there are no excuses given. You're talking out the side of your head. Stop it, please. Appreciate you being supportive and everything. You know, being supportive and everything, but you're talking out the side of your head. Stop all that. Stop that. Don't. Like I said, we hold each other accountable on this show. If I make a mistake, call me out on it. I will accept that fact. But when y'all say something messed up, I'm going to call you out on it. So, Anthony, don't say that ridiculous stuff. That was ridiculous. Admit that you were wrong. It's okay to say that. All of that I said was the truth. And you know why I did get mad? Because I disagreed with your point. We agree to disagree on this show. We agree to disagree on this show. We're all Titans fans. I respect every last one of y'all. I appreciate everybody coming in and supporting. But if you make a messed up comment or try to call me out on mine, if you have no evidence, I'm going to come right back to you. That's all I got to say. We can agree to disagree. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not upset with you at all. I'm not upset with you at all. We all good on this show. We good. I just completely disagree and think that comment was ridiculous. That's all I'm saying. Nothing more. And we did get flat out beat. Byron hasn't been good in a while. That wide receiver tag is pretty high because it's within the 5%. Julio Jones is getting paid $20 million this year. The franchise tag, now I do not know what the franchise tag is for next year. I'm going to try to see if I can find it right quick before we wrap up, because I know I've been going a little bit too long today. But I want to say it's in the top 5%. It's in the, you're getting paid about what the top 5 wide receivers are getting paid. So, I'm going to try to see if I can find out the franchise tag for 2021. I'm going to try to see if I can find it out. Okay. The projected franchise tag for 2021, this is not confirmed because they got to set the salary cap at the beginning of the league year. But it is projected to be, and this is from Over the Cap, $16.02 million. That is the franchise tag. Transition tag is 13.9. That is the franchise tag. 16 million. That is what we're looking at. $16 million would be the franchise tag for Corey Davis. And honestly enough, if nothing gets worked out, as expensive as that would be, I would do the franchise tag, and there is no questions about it. There is no questions about it. So, we had a lot of bad stuff going on today. So Anthony again. Wasn't trying to go off, wasn't trying to be super angry and all that. I just disagree with your comment. We can agree to disagree. I'm just, hey, we feeding off of that energy. It's a bad day today. It's a bad day today. Titans stunk it up on the field. No doubt about it. I don't like it. I'm upset. All of us are upset. So, Anthony, accept my olive branch of peace. Let's keep it cool. But I'm not giving excuses to nobody. They sucked today. So, it is what it is. No need to talk about Isaiah Wilson. He stinks. Can't get his head out of his ass, and it's a pathetic first-round pick. Plain and simple. But y'all, I'm about to get ready to call it a day. I got to go get some food, maybe something to drink to try to kind of, wallow away my misery that I feel tonight and hope that things will be better. We're going to move on. We're going to suck it up, forget about this game, move on to Jacksonville. John the Ripper says Kaharski was pissing Vrabel off. No surprise. Paul Kaharski pisses a lot of people off. I want to go back and watch that. I'm gonna go back and listen to that. And if Vrabel does get pissed off, it's because he should be upset because his team performed like trash and he coached like trash. So it is what it is. But everybody, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all sticking with me today. A little bit longer than expected. Anthony, don't give up on me. We're going to be all right. We're going to be cool. But we just got to throw this away in the trash and get ready for Jacksonville and go 9-4. Let's do this. We got Jacksonville and Detroit coming up. 2 games we need to go ahead, lock up and win. Get those. Let's wrap up the division before we have to play Houston. If we can win these 2 games, I think we could wrap up the division before playing Green Bay. I think that can happen. So everybody, thank y'all for tuning in to Titans and Truth tonight. TNT Postgame. Make sure y'all share this out. Y'all go follow at TNT Enforcers, at Titans _N_Truth on IG, on Twitter as well. I got we're gonna have some big things coming up. I got some things I will probably tease a little. So we're gonna definitely tighten up no matter what. So thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. At this point, Blue Enforcer out. We'll see y'all Wednesday night. Get your nominees in. I'll holler.